Hello everyone, Hawaii Fabo here. I wanted to do a follow-up video and go over a few things that have happened in the tank since my last video. Firstly, elephant in the room is there are no fish in the tank. That's because it looks like possibly or most likely the Banggai cardinal was carrying ick. I just couldn't tell. But basically ick wiped out my entire tank except for one fish, and I'll go over that in a moment, but I just wanted to go over the good stuff. Firstly, previously on my last video I was discussing the issues that I was having with corals and their colour fading and just generally not looking very healthy, looking brown and shriveling up. I was adjusting the lights. I was fearful that the Radeon Generation 2s were too powerful, so I had them down at 30% brightness. Since then I have pumped them up to 70%, and now they are currently acclimating up to 85% over the course of 4 weeks. So I believe I'm in the second week now. The improvement in the corals has been fantastic. Most notably the candy cane coral here. As you'll see, we've got brilliant colouring now. A lot of the heads have started to split. It's looking full. It's just looking like a really nice coral, so really glad that's now finally pulling through. Secondly, the neon candy canes, their colour has come back. They're not looking as full as they did previously, but progress is there to be seen. It's just a little bit on the slow side. I'm hesitant to pump the lights up any higher than what they need to be, than what they're at already, so as I've seen improvement, I'm just going to leave it at that and not worry too much about the rate of that improvement. The Duncan Corals, although they're looking a bit funny right now, they're actually doing really well. And you can see a new or two new heads popping up here and here on this guy. And I have two other heads popping up on this one too, on the other side. Their colouring is fantastic. I'm not too sure why they've shrunk in on themselves. Sometimes I'll see them throughout the day and they will look like this, or they've just folded up. But for the most part they look amazing. I'm really happy with how they're doing. I added a Haitian Anemone, and he's sitting up here. He was $12. He wasn't in the best of health when I got him. He wasn't sticky, he wasn't attaching to anything. Finally now, after having him for about 2 weeks now, I fed him 4 times over those 2 weeks. He started to get sticky and he's now attached himself onto this rock here. So I figured if I can get this anemone and I can keep him if I can get him healthy and happy again and looking good, then I think we might be ready for a rose bubble tip anemone in the next month or two. So I figured I'll take the gamble on a $12 investment just to see how it goes, and I'm really pleased with how he's looking, so that's really good. That's it. There's no fish in here because A, I want to leave it fishless for at least 30 days to allow for any existing ick in the tank to die off. I think I'm just under the 2-week period right now. So let me bring you over to my quarantine tank that I've set up here. And there we see the remaining survivor, the Makoska flasher wrasse. Everybody else unfortunately perished, which I was really upset about. I initially treated with super ick from API, and at that point everybody was alive. Everybody had signs of ick on them, but they were still alive. I did the full treatment as advised by the instructions, and after a few days everybody started to appear healthy, and I thought that I was over the last of the ick. Unfortunately, super ick, it looks like didn't really do anything, or it was more of a containment than anything else, and all the fish 2-3 days ago were just covered in ick, just absolutely caked in it, and yeah, they all died. I was really upset. I immediately started treating with copper, and that's what I'm treating with right now. I'm treating with Seachem Cupramine, and I should have just done that from the start when I had my chance, but that was my fault, and no one else to blame but myself on that one. I'm just more angry at myself than anything else. So this quarantine tank is going to stay set up until I've finished adding fish to my display tank, basically. When this guy is finished his quarantine process, I'll bring in some new fish, and then we'll go from there. So firstly, so far as the quarantine tank goes, let me just take you through what we've got going on in here. We have a bio air filter set up here, which is actually made by my wife. I came home and she had made that for the quarantine tank, so I was really happy. Nice to have her involved in the hobby and everything, so she did really well, and she's quite proud of herself, and I'm proud of her as well. She put Seachem Matrix into the container, and that's acting as our biological filter. We have a Coralia, I know it's an Evo, and I think it's one of the nano pumps, I can't remember which one it is, but it's just strong enough to get a nice bit of water circulation going around in the tank. And then we have a Aquaclear, or Fluval Aquaclear as they're now known, 20 in here, and that just is holding more Seachem Matrix. And then when I need to, I can add carbon for removal of medication and things like that. And then this little guy here at the back, that's the heater. Nothing special, just a $15 heater, and does the job. So this setup cost about $60 total. Absolute. I think it was actually less than that. I think it was like 45. So for the price of a fish, I'm able to save this guy's life, and any other fish that come into my tank are going to go through here. So it's something that I should have done from the beginning, and definitely lesson learned, really. So that's about it, guys. We will be back in June when this guy is moved over to the display tank, and we'll go over the new fish that I'll add, and then hopefully by then we'll also have 1 or 2 new corals in the display tank, and we'll see how the neon candy canes are doing and everybody else. Alright guys, thank you again very much for watching, and we'll see you again next month. Cheers, bye.